These coffins hanging dangerously on rocky cliffs hide many secrets of an ancient, unknown tribe. Seeing such a shocking sight in the remote mountains of China, it seems as if this is a graveyard, but one that has been built vertically. But the biggest question is, why? Welcome back to Factify TV. In today's video, we take you to China's Sichuan and Yunnan provinces, where this astonishing scene is not found on just one cliff, but on many mountains and rock faces. Some coffins hang as high as 100 feet, while others are placed as far up as 400 feet. So far, 171 hanging coffins have been discovered in China, some of which are more than 3,000 years old. Climbing limestone cliffs, placing wooden planks there, and then lifting extremely heavy coffins hundreds of feet into the air. This is a task that would be challenging even with today's modern equipment. So how was it done thousands of years ago? And more importantly, why was it done? Were they out of land? Did these people live inside mountains? And who were these mysterious people whose traces have almost vanished? Locals believe these people were legendary beings who possessed the ability to fly. But is this reality or just folklore? Around 3,000 years ago, a tribe named Bo people lived in the Sichuan and Yunnan regions of China. History does not give us much information about this tribe. We only know that around 1573, when the Ming Dynasty took control of China, the imperial army wiped out the Bo people entirely. Their civilization disappeared, and with them, the secrets of these hanging coffins also vanished. This area of central China is covered with countless mountains and cliffs. Many cliffs are so remote that no one has ever reached them. Where cliffs are accessible, coffins can be clearly seen. But getting close to them remains extremely difficult because these cliffs are steep and almost vertical. Some coffins are visible only from a distance, camouflaged with the rocks, making it very hard to spot them randomly. When researchers analyzed some of the coffins, they discovered that the oldest ones were nearly 3,000 years old, proving that the Bo tribe lived here thousands of years ago. Experts estimate that thousands of coffins may still be hidden in these mountains. The coffins were made from a single piece of wood, likely carved using only axes. This means they hollowed out massive logs using basic tools, shaping them into coffins. To uncover more details, the China Exploration and Research Society organized a campaign where international archaeologists attempted to reach some of these coffins. Even professional climbers found it extremely difficult. Eventually, climbers had to descend from the top using ropes to reach the coffins directly. The wooden beams supporting the coffins had completely decayed and could collapse at any time. What the researchers found inside only deepened the mystery. Every coffin contained bones of more than one person. The bones were also covered in soil. At first, researchers thought soil might have entered due to rainwater, but later it was discovered that the Bo people first buried their dead in the ground, and only after decomposition did they remove the bones and place them into wooden coffins. The coffins were then filled with dry sand to prevent the bones from moving during the lifting process, making them extremely heavy. So the question remains, how were these heavy coffins lifted onto cliffs so high that even a single person can barely climb them today? The Bo people didn't have machinery, but they had ropes, wooden tools, and manpower. On many cliffs, researchers found small drilled holes, clearly man-made. These holes were likely used to insert bamboo poles, forming a ladder-like support structure for climbing. To test this theory, a Discovery Channel team recreated the method in 2003. They built a coffin using only an axe, drilled holes into a cliff, placed bamboo poles into them, and used another pole at the top as a pulley. Since a bamboo pole is smooth, it works almost like a ball-bearing pulley. Using this simple pulley mechanism, the team lifted a heavy coffin 300 feet up the cliff. It took 12 people in 3 days, and the experiment worked, proving that the Bo people could have used this very technique. Inside many coffins, researchers found fine, beautifully woven, silk-like cloth. This shows the Bo people may have been experts in silkworm cultivation. In fact, similar cloth patterns still exist in parts of China today, suggesting that the entire Bo tribe may not have been wiped out. Some may have survived and blended into other communities. But if some Bo descendants are still alive, why don't they follow these ancient traditions anymore? This remains a mystery. According to Professor Ling Chong, who has spent 30 years researching the hanging coffins, they were placed high on cliffs for 2 possible reasons. The higher the coffin, the closer the soul would be to heaven. The other is to protect the bodies from wild animals and enemies, since reaching those heights is nearly impossible. Everything we know today about the Bo tribe and these hanging coffins is mostly theoretical. Why do you think the Bo people practice this tradition? Let me know in the comments. If you found this story informative, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dive documentaries from Factify TV. Thanks for watching, and may all your journeys be safe.